Very welcome to our Facebook live stream today on Wednesday. It's our second live web talk from PHAO, from the Pan-Armenian German organization. Today our topic is new ideas, new startups, and our guest is Hakob Sharabkhanyan. Yeah, hello Hakob.
Hi.
Nice that you are here with us this evening. So, and yeah, as the title already suggests, we want to talk about startups in Armenia. How is it to found a startup in Armenia? And Hakob is one of the experts from Armenia in this sphere, as he has founded many startups actually in Armenia already. So, and I want just to say two more words about PHAO and these live web talks that we have, or the series of live web talks that we have set up. So the Pan-Armenian German organization is a business club and a think tank that aims at linking Armenian and specifically German businesses. So, and in these web talks, we talk about entrepreneurship in Germany, in Armenia. And so we have many different entrepreneurs on our live web talks. And this is now the second edition. More will follow within the next weeks and months. So stay tuned. And yeah, I already, one more thing. Of course, in our Facebook live stream, you can easily ask questions, yeah, by just commenting on the live stream. And we will constantly check if there are any new questions from your side. And we are, yeah, then going to discuss these questions. So, Hakob, feel free to tell two more sentences about yourself. Yeah, and then we will start with the questions and answers.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so I'm from Yerevan, Armenia. I started my first company, HACKTECH, in 2015 when I was on my second year at the university and was 19 years old. And that's actually where everything started.
Yeah, nice. And so can you tell us something about your different startups that you set up in Armenia, or not only in Armenia, but specifically in Armenia?
Yeah. Okay, so the first company I founded in Armenia was HACKTECH, which is outsourced development company. And at the time that I was founding the company, there was a very high demand in the market for software engineering, and our idea was to hire juniors and grow the company with growing juniors. And I can say we succeed on that because in 5 years we grow from a single man company to a company with 40 motivated young people. And during that time I was very interested with startups, and I could say I was lucky having a few startups coming to me as a project in HACKTECH. But as the startups was requiring more than just software development, it was requiring someone like as a CTO role, it was requiring management. And then I was offered by our potential client to become part of the company, to become part of the startup. And I accepted that offer with very big joy because I like startups and I like the startup ecosystem. So one of the projects that we started at the very beginning of HACKTECH was Coldburn. It was voice over IP solution offering to do millions of calls in a few seconds to real phone numbers. And at the beginning, the project was going very great. We were operating mostly in Italian market. But then after GDPR, our market share was very low. And right now, because we were making like regular calls to regular phone numbers, which is now not legal in Europe because GDPR. So that project we put on.
Can you just explain for those who are not aware what is the GDPR?
Yeah, sure. GDPR is global data regulation that was introduced for all European countries, and even for sending a basic promo email, you need to have an opt-in from the end user to whom you are sending. But the way our project was working, like we were having a databases of phone numbers, or the customer was having databases of phone numbers, and they were making these calls to regular numbers, doing some promo actions or selling something. And with these regulations, it became illegal. So we lost most of our customers. And right now we kind of put that project on hold to see to which direction we are going, because there is still big market for VoIP technologies and these kind of site as a service technologies. But we put that on hold for now.
When did you start with this project? And you said, like, I think the GDPR it set into force in 2018. Am I correct?
Yeah, I believe it was introduced in 2018. We started with this project on 2016, but it took 1.5 years to go to market with MVP and start selling. So actually at the moment of our peak, GDPR took into the action, and the project even went to the direction that we were planning. So I think, yeah, for Colburn, it's that much. We took part in Web Summit in Lisbon as an alpha exhibitor and was having pretty good success there as well. So yes.
What about your other startups? Or your other ideas, businesses?
Yeah. Another project that came actually the same way as a project for HACKTECH, but then I was offered to become a co-owner of the project, was If You Can. At the beginning, we was doing kids monitoring and data backup for Android devices. It was tracking actually everything on your phone. And we grow team here for that project. I opened another company in Armenia called If You Can Armenia, which is representative branch of the company in Armenia. We are handling development, QA, management of the project. Right now, we shifted from kids monitoring to notification system, and I could proudly tell that we are one of the best notification systems worldwide, the ones that compared to anything that we checked in the market, because we are handling localization, we are handling automatic translations, text-to-speech, and all the things that any company would need for sending and managing notifications to their potential end users or to their staff. So I think for If You Can this much. Another project that came again as a project for HACKTECH was High Attendance. And we met with Christopher, the founder of High Attendance, in internet. We discussed about the project, and he told I'm going to come to Armenia next week. It was kind of funny for me, but he really came, and we are working with him 3 years, and he already was in Armenia, I think about 10 times. So
can you maybe explain to the audience, maybe or to those people who are not so familiar with the IT scene, about High Attendance and about
sure. High Attendance is an event management platform, end-to-end event management platform. So it's handling all parts of the events, like email invitations, registration, ticketing, and also during the event, like checkup, badge printing, leaderboard, surveys, and after the event, follow-up emails, game surveys. So it's end-to-end solution being used by very big enterprise companies worldwide. And we also used high attendance for WCIT in Armenia, which took place last year and which is one of the biggest IT conferences in the world. And during the conference, they were using our registration application, our ticketing system, our mobile application, branding especially for WCIT. And that was really one of the biggest events we handled, and was a very successful event for us.
Yeah, great, great. So I can understand you already have a lot of experience from bringing an idea that you have to a product in the end, yeah, to entering a market. Can you describe like the process from, okay, I have an idea, and then I don't know, at some point I want to enter the market. Like, what is this process for you? Yeah, what are important steps? What can you tell maybe people who are interested, who have an idea? And what can you recommend them in this process?
Yeah, I think first you need to understand the market, then check the competitors, understand what they are offering, what they are not offering, what you can offer better, and then understanding and defining the potential obstacles in your business and thinking for strategies to overcome them, and then building an MVP and going to the market. Of course, this sounds too easy, but in real world, it's a very tough process.
Yeah, I can imagine. Um, One question that I would really would like to know: how do you decide, for example, which team you take into your business? Which people do you take into your business? Yeah, like, because such companies or such products you cannot build just like on your own, and also this like sales, etc. You need a team for this. How do you do that? How do you decide about it?
I think I was very lucky with finding the right team for all the projects that we did so far. And as I mentioned at the beginning, we were going purely with junior developers and junior teams because our company was junior too. And yes, the only reason why we succeeded was because we were able to find and onboard the right people, people who care for the company, people who are motivated and want to do some extra work. And I can proudly tell that at least 5, 6 of our previous employees are now owning their own companies, and we are in very good relationships. In our corporate parties, there are always all our previous employees. So we built this culture that's allowing us to grow the team and grow the projects that we are doing.
Mm-hmm. So you could say you're also kind of role model for other people, future entrepreneurs who can ask you or for advice, for example, or who can grow in your company and
yeah, I hope so.
Found their own businesses.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, great. So, and maybe you have to explain to me a bit about operating in different countries. You said you have been like serving or offering services for the European market, also for the market in the United States, maybe,
yeah.
Or have you been operating like in different countries? And yeah, can you tell a bit about how is it for you? How was it for you? How was the experience to be to make the step, maybe even outside from Armenia to other markets?
Yeah, I think it's very different markets if you compare Armenian market to European or to the market of the United States, because at this moment Armenian market is a little bit behind from what you can see in Europe or what you can see in United States, starting from event management. If we talk, for example, about event management, we brought, maybe it sounds too big, but we brought this event management culture to Armenia, started from WCIT with these pages, with this online registration, ticketing, and Yeah, I think market is pretty different. What you can see in Armenia and what you can see in Europe and United States, and you need to have this thinking, starting from user experience details that again is pretty different what you can see in website on United States, on Europe, and what you can see on Armenian ones. So it was a little bit challenging, and we even had cases when on the projects that we were doing, we hired, for example, marketing team not in Armenia. We hired marketing or UX person outside of Armenia to handle that part of the project. But right now, what I see is that, and we saw this on WCIT as well, that now there are very good Armenian companies offering the same services, the same quality services that you can find in Europe and you can find in the United States.
So there was a development in the recent years, you would say, or you could observe?
Yeah, I think there is a huge development, and I believe that it came alongside with development of IT sphere in Armenia.
Okay. Could you maybe tell 2-3 sentences about what you have been observing in Yerevan, or maybe generally Armenia? I don't know how far Gyumri and also other cities in Armenia play a role in this, but how the IT scene or sector developed in the recent years. Yeah, when you started from like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I can. When I was starting almost 5 years ago, the center of IT was Yerevan, and everything was centered into Yerevan. But now I can definitely say that Gyumri is growing a lot in this sphere, Vanadzor is growing a lot in this sphere, and many foreign companies opening branches in Gyumri and Vanadzor, and also many Armenian companies moving their branches or head offices to Gyumri and Vanadzor. So there is real decentralization in this term, which is very good for Armenia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's by the way also one of the aims of the PAGO to show that Armenian IT is not only situated in Yerevan, of course, like the biggest part is situated in Armenia, but there are also very innovative companies in Gyumri and Vanadzor. Yeah, and we hope that also other regions in Armenia will follow these examples. And yeah, so, but of course, there are always difficulties when you create a business. Yeah, there's no business idea that just you think and you create the idea and then you go to the market and everything works fine. So what were classical problems that you were encountering or that you were meeting in the market, and how did you cope with these problems?
Yes, there are always lots of problems that you are facing when trying to go to market. And I bring an example from our project Colburn, that we fully redesigned the website 4 times before really going to live, because as the project is pretty hard, there are lots of configuration, like we were going to beta release, and then lots of customers not understanding the product, not understanding how to use the product. And for you as a developer having a technical mindset, it's very easy to navigate, and especially if you created that product, it's very easy for you to navigate. But after going to beta release, you are seeing that for customers it's not that easy, and you are facing the problem of redesigning everything that you created. And this is one of the problems. It depends actually on the industry that you are operating. You can have many problems because of not understanding the market properly, and or not having enough skills for that industry.
Mm-hmm. So when you talk about understanding the market, what does it mean for you, and how much time would you say you have to spend for market research in this regard?
It's the biggest part of the project, and I think in a good startup, you should even have a separate dedicated person as a product owner who is going and checking other projects in the market, understanding how much need for that functionality or that piece of software that you are building, because you can always build something better than you are seeing in the market, but you need to make sure that the resources you are putting into that product would be accepted by customer, by potential users.
I see. Okay. So, and you had, or you have founded some businesses, different businesses in different spheres. And I was wondering, how do you get your ideas? Like, where do you get your ideas from? Do you have like 1,000 ideas and you think, okay, 5 of them, they are so good, I will go to the market? Or how does it work for you?
Yeah, in different ways. Actually, I'm always trying to keep an eye on what's going on the market, like taking part in different exhibitions, expos, and seeing what's new there. And also, whenever I'm traveling, whatever I'm seeing, the first question I'm asking to myself: would this work in my country? Would this work in Armenia? And that's how we created our another startup, another project called InstaWash. So I founded this company with my friend after I saw a automated car wash in United States, which we were not having in Armenia. So we came to the idea of opening something similar to Armenia. Then we did market research and understand that what we saw in United States is not matching what we should do in Armenia. Then we checked for other vendors, for other products, and finally opened this uh, company which is doing like fully automated car washes. And we have 11 branches right now. And I would say we are the first company in Armenia actually offering franchise, because that was our initial idea, as both me and my friend are in IT business and we don't have too much time to go and manage each car wash separately. We decided about this franchise model. We built a very big administration panel software for our car washes, where you can see all the franchise, and the franchise can have their own admins. And this was something very new for Armenia, because I believe in Armenia there was no even car wash shop which could offer online payments. So we were the first one offering online payments. We were the first one offering monthly subscriptions. And I would say we created our blue ocean in Armenian car wash industry.
Yeah, it's exciting. Um, so, and generally, you invested a lot of, or you founded a lot of businesses for the Armenian market. What is your impression for the Armenian market, or in the Armenian market? Like, is it a good place for founding a business? What is it like? How is it compared to other markets you have been observing, maybe in Europe or the United States? Is the process easy compared to the other markets? Yeah, what can you recommend maybe to people who want to found a business, especially in Armenia?
Okay, I'll start with this, that in Armenia, for opening a company, it requires like authorized capital of $1, and it takes less than 10 minutes to incorporate the company. So there is no bureaucracy, there is no any high limit of capital that you should have like in Italy and other European countries. So it's very easy to start a business in Armenia. Of course, it's harder to run the business than start a business. But yeah, especially after the revolution, you would not meet any corruption, any bureaucracy. So very easy to run a business in Armenia, and especially for IT sphere, government is doing lots of support to IT, giving tax patents to the companies which are less than 5 years.
What are the advantages there in the IT sphere?
Company, actually, I'm not sure if the law still exists, but I think so. So the companies that operating in an IT sphere are being given, are working almost without not paying any taxes first 5 years if you have less than 30 employees. And it's very useful thing to boost the business, because like in my own example, if I didn't get that patent in HACKTECH, I would not found, for example, Instatosh. Because when you are a new company, you should be very careful with your spendings, and especially with investing on something new. But these tax regulations really helping to boost the business.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, and I just want to check if we have any questions. No questions, but we have a comment. There's somebody who's very happy about your idea of InstaWash, and that it's a great idea. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to post it in the comments. Then I will continue with my next question. Okay. Coronavirus is of course everywhere, and what would you say? How did it change the IT market, maybe in Armenia, or the IT market generally? And what do you expect, like in the future? How long will it last? Will there be long-lasting changes generally in the IT market? What's your idea on this?
Okay, I think I've not answered to the question how long it will last, because
okay.
Even volatile organization cannot answer. So how it affected the IT industry, I think it affected a lot, because everyone small restaurant start thinking about going virtual, and the restaurants who went, or restaurant shops, everything what went virtual before had a big advantage on this virus, because their sales were grown, and they were able at least to keep their business. On our case, our project High Attendance was doing and still doing actually events, and we are organizing physical real events, and this is the industry that was affected a lot, because all the conferences canceled, all the events, everything is canceled. And at the beginning, it was a little bit shock for us. And then with my partner, Chris, we jumped into this virtual events sector, and now having our own virtual events tool, having our own virtual conferencing tool, video conferencing tool, and I think at the mid of June we'll release this to live, and that's how it affected our business. We are also having these 3D virtual events where we are trying to give the same feeling that participant of the event was getting during real event to take into virtual events.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that you can now, for example, also connect with your international clients more easily than before, or is there no difference?
No, I think there is no difference. At least on my clients, on my project, I have not seen any difference.
Yeah, okay, because I have the feeling that some companies, like, because like there's no possibility right now to fly half across the globe, they also do a lot of online meetings and online events. So it doesn't matter anymore. You can participate in an event that is, let's say, would usually have happened in Frankfurt or in Berlin, and 2 hours later you can attend a seminar where the speaker is in New York or something like that. Yeah. So, and I think at least for me personally, the number of these events and like to connect to different places around the world almost simultaneously grew recently. So, but of course, also on the other hand, like the online meeting cannot fully like recover maybe the loss from the or not having the possibility to meet in person, because the meeting in person is very important.
Yeah, it's important. That's actually we tried to transform all these small details into our virtual events tool. So basically in our virtual events tool, you are going to the lobby where you are going actually during the real event, then you are checking in what you are doing during a regular event, then you are seeing list of all participants, you are seeing all the rooms with their logos. If they are exhibitors, you can go click and go to the live session with that exhibitor. You can click on any participant, go to one-to-one meeting with any of them. So we kind of try to replicate anything, all the feelings that you are having during real event into the virtual one.
And that sounds really interesting. I would really like to try this once, this tool. So yeah, and so one thing I wanted to ask, 1 second. Yeah, no. Oh, I think that were all the questions actually. I just want to check Facebook. No new comments. Yeah. Now I got it and came back. So do you, like it will be my last question. Do you have any ideas maybe in your mind that have for future businesses where you can maybe show a bit like a glimpse of that? So what do you have for your future ideas, future business ideas?
Yeah, actually, right now, in terms of InstaWatch, we are planning to go globally. So we have a few offers from Georgia. We have a company in Belgium interested buying from us a franchise. So that's one of the plans that we are having for this year. And also with my partner Chris, we are planning an interesting business in Armenia. Most probably next year, but I cannot open too much details about it.
Okay, yeah, that's logical. I see. We even have a question. How do you think Armenian startups act after Corona? Maybe also, do you think that like there like a lot of startups and now during Corona unfortunately have to close, and like after the Corona is over, do you think that Armenian IT landscape will work as usual as before, even better?
Yeah, I think so. I think based on the type of the startup, on which industry they are operating, it can be affected by coronavirus. For example, one of Armenian great startups, Crisp, grow rapidly during COVID. I'm sure there are some startups that was affected during COVID. So yes, I hope that government will put effort to help the startups that were affected by coronavirus and were forced to close, especially the startups that operating in tourism and in restaurant industries might have been affected a little. So yeah, hopefully they'll be back.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you have seen one comment on Facebook. I just copy pasted and sent you in our chat, and then you can read it. It's from Bella. It's in Armenian. This is why I cannot so quickly translate it.
No, I think it's not related to the topic. So
yeah, okay. When it's not related to the topic, then we will skip that. Okay. So then, do you want to add anything else? What would you like maybe also to say to German entrepreneurs who think about investing in Armenia, or just Armenian young entrepreneurs who think about opening a business in Armenia? Yeah, and then we can close after your last words.
Foreign, both for foreign entrepreneurs and also for Armenian entrepreneurs, if they want to operate in Armenia, they should definitely go with that idea. They should open their companies and be sure that they have a very good atmosphere, very good environment to do their business.
Yeah, great. So I hope that a lot of young entrepreneurs will follow your example, and will follow also in the future what you will come up with, or with which new ideas you will come up in near future. So, and I'm really excited to try out your conference tool. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, all the people on Facebook, and also thank you for the questions and comments. And yeah, we will continue our series of web talks, probably already next week. It's not decided yet, but very probably. So check out our Facebook page. There, of course, we will update all the info. We will post about new events and yeah, about entrepreneurship in Armenia, in Germany. Yeah, there are a lot of more very interesting and exciting guests we will welcome. So, but first, or in the end, I want to say thank you very much, Hakob, that you took your time. Yeah, for our live web talk. And I think if people want to contact you, of course, people will watch it maybe in 1 or 2 days later on Facebook, so they can contact you on Facebook, can find you. And yeah, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
And see you next time.
Bye.